to beat. Tough to beat. Got about 15 minutes. I know I'm always chomping to get out of these things too. But I hope you stick around for a handshake or a hug one more time, one last time. And I would like to share a story and maybe a few thoughts before we escape. About 30 years ago, exactly 30 years ago, at Hopkins-Lindbergh, in an algebra class, Kecia sat in front of me. And as the trimester pressed on, and my one-line, one-word little quips here and there were starting to sink in, I didn't do very well in that class. Didn't concentrate very well, as you can imagine. I believe I worked up the courage late in the year to make a phone call to say, there's a party at Paul's. Gibbs and I will pick you up if you'd like to go. Got a no because she probably had tennis and was going to be there anyways, riding over with a friend of her own. Oh, stupid. Right. See there. Click. But I guess in 1982, that was sending a strong enough signal to show you're interested. Because when I arrived at the party, several of the seniors that were there, that she knew very well, boys, came up to me before she got there and said, "What's up with you and Kecia?" Nothing. Better be nice to her. Really? Okay, I would. And I heard that several times. So she had a handful of big brothers watching over her at all times. So, good party. We had a lot of fun. Foosball. And when she got there, she sidled up to me and was very supportive of me. Probably knew I was a little nervous in that setting. And, you know, a little foosball, a little lawn jarts at the time. Pool. Probably had a beer or two. And I behaved. We behaved very nicely. So the week went by, and I'm sure sometime during that week I stumbled out something to the effect of movie sometime this weekend, and she agreed. So I think the next following Friday night, school's almost over now, we went to Kecia3a, our first date. The real one, the good one. Hopkins Theater. And we sat down. As the preview started, she reached over and clutched me and pulled me close and gave me a good 7-second kiss. And said, "Just wanted you to know that was for last weekend and had a great time, and that's what I thought of where we were going with this." And that was wonderful. So that, again, that was 30 years ago. We dated for a good year and a half, went to prom, had a, fantastic senior year, and she was homecoming queen and all these great things, and I was there. So, but then college stepped in. Okay, I'm not going to take us all the way to 30 years of history, but we both went our separate ways. She got married, I got married. You probably knew Kecia BT before Tony, and 98 in Orlando, ACSM conference. I spotted her in the corridor. She'll say she spotted me. And we kind of sat down and just caught up. Just what's been happening with you? What's been going on in your life? And I think we reconnected. A couple of years later, a few emails exchanged. I was in Texas, she was in Minnesota, and she was in her own place. "How you doing?" I said, "Well, me too." So I invited her down, and there you go, 10 years together after a good year and a half, 2 years together. So there's an interesting story about our background, and now you'll think of Tron differently. But this seems like the setting where I should share with you what Kecia would say or what she'd want you to do, try to inspire you with some words of wisdom. But I think that's kind of hard because she was the kind of person who already loved you and loved the way you are and what you already brought to the table, the differences, the similarities. So it's hard to offer some inspirational words. But I will offer this one up to you because I looked at it again this morning. It's on our bathroom mirror, one of those little magnets that she was so good about posting everywhere. You probably received one or two through the years. This mirror, this magnet says on the mirror, well, it was probably there for me to drive me to follow these lines because I think she did a great job of that. She wanted to strive to do this each day. Let your light shine. Be a source of strength and courage. Share your wisdom. Radiate love. And I'm pretty sure she did that pretty well. So I'll add laugh. Loudly. And a lot. And sing in the car. There's what she did really well. On top of all that. And that's what I saw every day, and that's what I enjoyed every day. And judging by the outpouring of support and the wonderful cards and the anecdotal stories and the turnout at the service and the guest books full and overflowing and written on the back, pretty remarkable. I think she was very successful at attaining. So thank you. Thank you for being such a wonderful team. Thank you for creating an environment for Kecia to flourish. She loved working here. She loved working with you. She loved the issues, the challenges, the accreditation, the conference calls, the time cards, the stubborn docs, the supper interrupting phone calls from Scott, the meeting with Dennis is canceled again. She loved it all. And that atmosphere was ideal for her. It gave her a pulpit to fulfill her calling. Her vocation was this: helping people, dealing with injuries, limitations. She loved injuries and figuring out how we're going to get this person better as fast as we can. Lastly, thank you for your well wishes. Thank you for the cards, especially the dozens of gift cards that came in. Especially, a lot of them came in when things were getting pretty crazy. And some of the cards just said, I am. Some said Hugo. I don't know who Hugo is. But thank you. That was so generous and so helpful and so appreciated and so very much used. Thank you from the family. And lastly, thank you for supporting those causes that she really turned to in those last few years. She did appreciate that. She would have really appreciated that, and it was going to a good cause that she really believed in. So thank you for those contributions and donations. And I know we're drawing to a close, but it would be nice after reading through the guest book. I'm sure I've seen so many names and heard so many names, and I know so much about, just through eavesdropping, I've heard so many names. It'd be nice to say hello and put a face to the name. The family would appreciate that, and come by and shake our hands and give us a hug or something. Thank you very much. Oh, lastly, if I had a wine glass, I'd offer a toast, something along the lines of, may we never forget that boisterous, energetic lady, or fill in the blank there. That laugh, that spirit.